Tom the turkey had always thought of himself as the luckiest bird on Farmer Bob's farm. While the chickens clucked nervously about the farmer's intentions and the pigs wallowed in self-pity, Tom enjoyed life. The corn was plentiful, the sun was warm, and Farmer Bob's clumsy dog, Buster, provided endless entertainment. But the morning before Thanksgiving, everything changed. Tom was scratching around the barn when he overheard Farmer Bob chatting with his wife. "This year's turkey is going to be the biggest and juiciest yet," Bob said, patting his round belly. "Oh, I can't wait," Mrs. Bob replied, wiping her hands on her apron. "I've been dreaming about that crispy skin and stuffing." Tom froze. Biggest and juiciest? That could only mean one thing. "Clara!" Tom squawked, running to his best friend, a no-nonsense chicken perched on the coop fence. "I'm the biggest turkey on this farm. They're talking about me." Clara clucked knowingly. "Of course they are. What did you think they kept feeding you for? Charity? It's Thanksgiving, Tom. You're the main course." Tom's beak dropped open. "I won't do it. I won't be basted and roasted." "Good luck," Clara said, fluffing her feathers. "Nobody's ever escaped Farmer Bob. You'll be the stuffing." But Tom wasn't giving up. That night, while the other animals snoozed in the barn, Tom began hatching his escape plan. First, he tried to dig a tunnel under the fence, but halfway through he hit a rock, and the vibration sent the farm cat tumbling off her perch. "Watch it, Featherbrain," the cat hissed. Next, Tom tried to catapult himself over the fence using a wheelbarrow and a hay bale. But as he launched into the air, Buster spotted him. Thinking it was a game, the dog barked excitedly and knocked over the wheelbarrow, sending Tom crashing into a pile of mud. By dawn, Tom was tired, muddy, and more determined than ever. "I'm not going to be dinner," he muttered to himself. Tom's big break came just after sunrise. Farmer Bob left the barn door ajar while carrying a bag of corn, and Tom seized the opportunity. He darted past Buster, who was distracted chasing his tail, and bolted through the open gate. "I'm free!" Tom cheered, flapping his wings. But freedom was chaotic. The moment Tom hit the nearby town, he realized life outside the farm wasn't as peaceful as he imagined. Tom's first stop was a grocery store where he hoped to hide among the aisles. He found a scarf and a baseball cap in the lost and found bin and wrapped himself up, trying to blend in. It almost worked, until he stumbled into the frozen foods section. "Oh no," Tom whispered, staring at the rows of frozen turkeys. Each one was vacuum-sealed in plastic, looking oddly serene. A passing shopper gave him a strange look, and Tom quickly shuffled away, the scarf slipping off his head. "Is that a turkey?" the shopper gasped. Tom bolted, feathers flying as the store manager chased him with a broom. Meanwhile, back at the farm, Clara noticed Tom's absence and decided to help her friend. She slipped out of the coop and followed his trail into town. When she found him hiding behind a dumpster, Tom was trembling. "They're everywhere, Clara. Frozen turkeys, roasted turkeys, pictures of turkeys in every window." "Pull yourself together," Clara clucked. "We need to keep moving." The sound of Farmer Bob's truck approaching made Tom jump. Clara quickly devised a distraction, leading Buster on a wild goose, a chicken, chase around the parking lot. Tom took off again, running through the streets until he stumbled upon a bustling Thanksgiving parade. The parade was in full swing, with floats, marching bands, and people cheering from the sidewalks. Desperate to blend in, Tom climbed onto a giant pumpkin-shaped float, hoping no one would notice him. At first, it worked. The crowd thought he was part of the act and cheered loudly. But then Farmer Bob appeared, scanning the floats. "There you are, you slippery bird!" Farmer Bob yelled, shoving through the crowd. Tom panicked and jumped onto a giant turkey-shaped balloon. Unfortunately, his claws popped it, sending him tumbling into a pie-eating contest below. Tom landed face first in a pumpkin pie, causing the contestants to scatter. Farmer Bob lunged for him, but Tom ducked, and Bob slid across the table, ending up covered in whipped cream. "Get back here!" Farmer Bob shouted, grabbing a net. Tom zigzagged through the fairgrounds, dodging carnival games and food stands. Just as Bob closed in, Clara appeared, dragging a bucket of caramel apples. She tipped the bucket, sending the sticky treats rolling under Bob's feet. "Whoa!" Bob yelped, slipping and landing in a pile of hay. By now, a crowd had gathered, laughing at the spectacle. Tom, realizing he had the audience's attention, climbed onto a bale of hay and began squawking dramatically. "Ladies and gentlemen," he cried, "do you really want to eat me, a talking turkey, when there are so many delicious alternatives? Have you tried tofu turkey? It's all the rage." The crowd laughed and applauded, and even Farmer Bob looked sheepish. In the end, Tom struck a deal with Farmer Bob. Instead of becoming Thanksgiving dinner, Tom would become the farm's mascot, drawing tourists to visit and take pictures with the famous escape artist, Turkey. That night, the Bob family dined on a tofu turkey, and Tom and Clara relaxed in the barn with a slice of leftover pumpkin pie. "See, Clara," Tom said, leaning back on a hay bale. "I told you I wouldn't be the stuffing." Clara rolled her eyes but smiled. "You're lucky you've got brains, Tom. Now pass the pie." And for the first time in days, Tom felt truly thankful.